Good morning. Can you hear me? Okay, good morning. Good morning and welcome. My name is David Brenner, and I serve on your fellowship board of directors. I want to thank you all for being here today and to extend a special welcome to any visitors. If you would like more information about the fellowship, please see the visitor table here and sign our virtual guest book. Whether joining us from home or here in Fellowship Hall, we invite you to come early for coffee and stay for the after the service for fellowship, where you can introduce yourself and join in conversation with kindred spirits. And we have an announcement today regarding parking. As you've probably noticed, we have a full house today, well, pretty close, and most Sundays. And so we need your help. First, if you are here today in Fellowship Hall and your row has some empty seats, please take a moment to change seats and move toward the central aisle, leaving the outer seats for visitors and latecomers. Second, we need everyone who drove here today to think about where they parked and driving alternatives. If you're able to walk from the upper parking lot, please be sure to reserve the lower lot for those with mobility challenges. And if you're able to carpool or bike to the fellowship, please do. We've had a lot of compliments lately that it's nice to see so many all at once at one service. Making some small adjustments will help us keep to one service as long as possible. Thanks for your help. So, on behalf of this caring, nurturing congregation, I welcome each and every one of you to this sacred space. Here, we invite you into an experience of transformation, hope, renewal, and connections. Yeah, I like the reverberation, which may inspire you to understand life in new ways. Thank you for joining us today.
Our opening words this morning are a responsive reading from Angela Herrera. Don't leave your broken heart at the door.
Bring it to the altar of life.
Don't leave your anger behind.
It has high standards, and the world needs vision.
Bring them with you.
And your joy and your passion.
Bring your loving.
And your courage and your conviction.
Bring your need for healing.
And your powers to heal.
There is work to do.
And you have all you need to do it right here in this room.
May this flame we light remind us that every one of us can bring the light of love to the world. May this flame be a symbol that every heart can burn bright with joy, peace, and harmony. May the wisdom of the ages speak to us through this flame and stay in us. Every one can be a blessing to the world. Will you rise now in body or spirit for our opening hymn, number 188.
Morning, everyone down here. For our time this morning, we have a lovely story to read, and it is Lulu is a Rhinoceros. I just got a signal that I need the mic closer. That or I will yell, and that'll be okay too. All right, Lulu is a rhinoceros. Yes, I am Lulu. What I am not is a bulldog. In fact, I am not a dog at all. Can you guess what I am? I am a rhinoceros. In my heart, I have thick gray rhino skin. But what I really have is a soft, fuzzy fur. In my mind, I have a tail that whips and twirls. But what I see is a little nub that wiggles when I'm happy. But the only thing I don't have yet, that I really, really want, is my rhino horn. Hi, I'm a rhinoceros. Eek! I'm a rhinoceros. Are you some kind of freak? I'm a rhinoceros. Do you think I can't see? I am a rhinoceros. You don't look like one to me. If I only had my horn, they would finally see the real me. Let's try this ice cream cone on for size. I think it would be a pretty cool horn. Not cool! Cold! Brain freeze! $2, please. I don't think rhino horns are supposed to be this floppy or stinky. A traffic cone. That might work. I can't see a thing. I guess this banana will have to do. Look, they're laughing at it. How do you think Lulu's feeling? Do you know who I am? You're a bulldog with a banana on your nose. No, I'm a... Hey, that's my horn. I need that. That's enough. I've had it with pigeons. I've had it with dogs. I've had it with everyone. That's my horn. It's a banana. Just give me back my horn. It's a banana. It's my horn because I'm a rhinoceros. Splat. Keep out, rhino enclosure. Yoink! Bah. Well, you're a peculiar looking rhino. Did you say rhino? I am a rhino. How did you know? We're in the rhinoceros enclosure, so of course you're a rhino. That's right, I am. My name's Lulu. Who are you? I'm Flom Flom. I'm a tick bird. Every rhino has a tick bird, and every tick bird has a rhino. Except for me, that is. Well, I don't have a tick bird. Well, if you need me, and if you need me, then why don't we... Yes, I am Lulu. I am a rhinoceros. The end. There is, that's right. All right, enjoy your classes.
It's the light of love. I'm gonna let it shine. It's the light of love. I'm gonna let it shine. It's the light of love. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
Please join me now in a time of prayer and meditation. And our meditation this morning is from Teresa Soto. Our history is always with us. Across organisms, offspring receive a maternal inheritance, DNA, strands of instructions twisted together and reaching into the future. What is the secret tucked in the folds of tiny parts of cells? How does that legacy keep us alive? We are each and all holding a gift of humanity, fragile, wrapped in tissue. We are connected by those gifts, generation after generation, failure after new attempt, dream upon dream, creation from disaster. I know you're just not sure about your place, about this time, about what, if anything, is possible. Just try to remember that people have built splendid new futures from much less than the magic and the bequest of life that you now hold. The world is waiting for your gifts, an invitation. Do not blame yourself for being wonderful. There is no shame in this. You must instead expand, and understanding the destiny of your inheritance, the here, the now, the you must fly. May it be so.
Ours is a welcoming community where we find connection, a spiritual community where we find meaning, a sharing community where our joys are amplified, and a caring community where our sorrows are lessened. It's a tradition in our community to take this moment to share our joys and sorrows and acknowledge the mutual support we have as a community. It is a time of sharing, not a time of announcements. If you would like, those in the fellowship hall may come forward, line up by the microphone, and state your name, share your joy or sorrow, and I will light a milestone candle for you.
Well, I have a real sorrow. My niece died. She was my twin sister's daughter, and she was only about 64. And her sister found her in bed. This was in Lincoln, Nebraska. Found her in bed. And as far as I know, she died peacefully. They don't know why she would have gone. She was overweight and had been ill, so assumed it was her time. I don't know what her belief system is, but I know I feel at peace with it. And thanks to my own beliefs.
My name is Mike Todd, and have a joy to share. So our daughter Vivian, who's now 10, when she was 1, we got a text from daycare that showed her with her eye swelled shut like a boxer, and we're like, oh my gosh, what happened? And we took her to the doctor, and she was diagnosed with a peanut allergy. And so began the many years of checking labels and anxiety and all kinds of things. Well, in 2017, she must have been about 5. We started these peanut challenges, and at the time she threw up, so we didn't start them again. Well, a few years ago we started them again. She started eating different kind of peanut products. It ended up being peanut M&Ms every day, and she's been improving and having some sort of steps where she has another challenge and increases her amount. And on Monday, she ate 5 whole peanuts and no reaction at all. And so he said, yep, officially she doesn't have a peanut allergy anymore. No have to check the label, don't have to carry an EpiPen, don't have to tell people you have a peanut allergy. So, woo, yay for Vivian.
I'm Molly Helmers, and I'd like to light a candle because our daughter Grace had spinal fusion surgery this summer at the end of June, and it made me very anxious, obviously. But she just went back for a checkup in Iowa City, and she is cleared to do almost all activities. She has healed really, really well. And I'd like to extend a special thanks to the Witherspoons, and I don't know if they're on remotely, but they were very supportive of us as well because they'd been through this with a child. So thank you.
We'll now have a moment of silence while the tech crew makes a shift to the online milestones, and a message will appear in the chat for those on Zoom when they are ready.
Hi, I'm Robin Sin. Whoop. Better? Hi, I'm Robin. I didn't get ready in time to come to church, but that was because my daughter came out from Colorado to visit. So that was really lovely. And it was nice to see her and her brand new husband. So yay.
This is Bob Anders, and I'm a member of an ad hoc group called Romeo, Retired Old Men Eating Out. And on Wednesday, we were graced with the presence of AJ, which was very nice. And I've been attending Romeo for many years. And I think this is one of the first times we had visiting clergy. Thank you.
We'll light one last candle for those milestones that have been left unsaid and those that we hold gently in our hearts. May we remember those who have spoken, those that they have named, and those we hold in silence in our hearts. Let's share a moment of silence together. Good morning. Our reading this morning is by M. Roshlin, and it's called The Homosexual Questionnaire. The purpose of this exercise is to examine the manner in which we use the use of heterosexual norms may bias the study of gay men's and lesbians' lives. You have some instructions. Heterosexism is a form of bias in which heterosexual norms are used in studies of homosexual relationships. Gay men and lesbians are seen as deviating from a heterosexual norm, and this often leads to marginalization, pathologizing of their behavior. So please respond to these questions with this definition in mind. What do you think caused your heterosexuality? When and how did you first decide you were a heterosexual? Is it possible that your heterosexuality is just a phase you may grow out of? Is it possible that your heterosexuality stems from a neurotic fear of others of the same sex? Do your parents know you are straight? Do your friends or your roommates know? How do they react? Why do you insist on flaunting your heterosexuality? Can't you just be who you are and keep quiet? Why do heterosexuals place so much emphasis on sex? Why do homosexuals feel compelled to seduce others into their lifestyle? A disproportionate majority of child molesters are heterosexual. Do you consider it safe to expose children to heterosexual teachers? With all the societal support marriage receives, the divorce rate is spiraling. Why are there so few stable relationships among heterosexuals? How can you become a whole person if you limit yourself to compulsive, exclusive heterosexuality? Could you trust a heterosexual therapist to be objective? Don't you feel they might be inclined to influence you in the direction of their own leanings? There seem to be very few happy heterosexuals. Techniques have been developed that might enable you to change if you really want to. Have you considered trying aversion therapy? Would you want your child to be heterosexual, knowing the problems they would face? What are your first reactions pondering this questionnaire? We will now give and receive the offertory. Please know that this morning, half of the non-pledge offering will be donated to the Ames Community School District to help students in need. This district seeks to empower students of all situations to their potential. They further this goal through student and family advocates that serve as resource liaisons, the Hope Pantry, where food and clothing donations are distributed, and assistive school lunch programs. And this offertory recipient was selected by the children of our fellowship. So this is important to them. The other half of the offertory will serve to support programs here in our fellowship that make this community a community of transformation. We'll pass the basket in the fellowship hall, but for those of you at home, you can visit uufames.org/give and to give your gift today. And if you're visiting today, please know that your presence is gift enough.
There will be better days. 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 Let the waves wash over. There will be better days. There will be better days. I am ready. There will be better days. There will be better days. Let the waves wash over. There will be better days. There will be better days. There will be better days. Let the waves wash over. There will be better days. There will be better days. Let the waves wash over. There will be better days. There will be better days. I am there will be better days. There will be better days. There will be better days. Let the waves wash over. There will be better days. There will be better days. There will be better days. Let the waves wash over. There will be better days. There will be better days. Let the waves wash over. There will be better days. There will be better days. There will be better days. I am ready from God. There will be better days. Let the waves wash over. There will be better days. 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 There will be better wash over me. Let the wave wash over me. Let the wave wash over me. There will be better days. There will be better days.
There will be better days. Good morning, Ames. My name is Reverend A.J. Galazin, and my pronouns are he and his, and I'm your interim minister. I rarely watch football, but yesterday I was flipping through and I happened to see Iowa State versus Texas, and I have a connection to both those places, so I said I have to watch for a moment, and I happened to see the Iowa State quarterback make a run, and the game then moved in that direction. But I'm not going to spoil it for those of you who don't know what happened, because I was hooked to the game at that point. I will be on study leave beginning this Tuesday, and I'll be back in Ames on Tuesday the 25th. I'm going on a civil rights pilgrimage to Memphis and the state of Mississippi. I've been advised to give myself sacred space for this pilgrimage, so I will not be responding to emails until I return. Please contact Bradley in the office with any urgent concerns. We will be celebrating a special All Souls service on October 30th, 2 weeks from today. The Feast of All Souls is not a time for mourning, but a time for remembering the courageous lives that have touched our hearts. We welcome your memories back into this beloved community, and I hope many of you will share a name or a brief reflection of someone you have lost. We will also create a community altar with photographs and objects. And after the service, we will proceed outside, those who wish, for a rededication of the memorial bell in the memorial garden. So that's October 30th. I heard a person say recently that there's no such thing as an ant. One ant does not exist. Whenever you see an ant, there's always another one close by. There's always a nest, a community of ants somewhere. Without the community, a single ant could not survive. The single ant does not have the knowledge or the ability or the strength to do what the ant colony in its evolutionary organization has achieved. Similarly, there is no such thing as a human being. One human being simply does not exist. Wherever you find a human, there's always another one close by. A village, a city, a community of humans. Without the community, the single human could not survive. For good and for ill, we rely on each other. And one of the many ways we control our flock is called peer pressure. The unwritten and hidden rules that tell us to look a certain way, think a certain way, act a certain way. Like the ant, we humans have a need to fit in and be part of the group. We make a difference when we have both a personal mission and a collective understanding. Peer pressure is arguably most acute during the adolescent years, when physical appearances are changing and natural forces are maturing, But social pressure is evident throughout our lives. We know it, we feel it. Social pressure can be more powerful than our own thoughts and feelings. It's as if our lives have been cut in two. An interior world of truth and hidden secrets, and an exterior world of make-believe and complacency. Now, maybe you've never felt peer pressure. Maybe you have always been the one to write the rules, not the one to be righted by them. Maybe you have never been marked as being different, unique, offbeat, weird, peculiar, or non-conforming. Even when we are part of the same flock, the same family, some of us are different. Some of us are queer. Our theme this month is courage, and today we honor the 33rd annual National Coming Out Day, a day to witness and understand the courageous struggle of coming out as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, plus. National Coming Out Day is an important opportunity to celebrate the power of visibility. Can you see me now? To change hearts and minds, and how coming out can transform our lives, according to Human Rights Campaign President Alphonso David. He goes on to say, the tragic reality is that there are still too many LGBTQ people across America and across the globe who are forced to live in fear. At a time when transgender people, especially transgender women of color, face an epidemic of violence, it is imperative we address this crisis. If you come out but cannot be safe, you are not free, close quote. Suicide and violence have always been problems for queer youth. I first came out when I was 17 years old. Coming out is a continuous, lifelong process. The first person I came out to was myself. And that's not as easy as it sounds. I have known people who have reevaluated their identities over a course of their life. As we continue to learn and to grow, our self-consciousness and our social pressure influence our sense of identity. People used to speak about finding themselves as if it was a fixed location, and once you were found, you could never be lost again. I believe that we all continue to learn together. We rely on other people to share their experiences so that we can understand them. For example, more than 20 years ago, I attended a conference on intersex individuals, people born with any of several variations in sex characteristics that do not fit the typical definitions for male or female bodies. And I learned that doctors regularly performed procedures to change babies' genders without anyone's knowledge or consent. That was news to me then. And I am still learning about non-binary people. a classification of gender that does not reference simply physical characteristics. A good rule for me is to let each individual come out of the mainstream cookie cutter with their own shape, their own texture, their own color, their own taste. I am still learning about everyone. Perhaps you will be honored by someone who trusts you enough to speak the words for the first time, I am, fill in your own terms, your own words. Deep listening means it is not all about me, the listener. It is about the one who is speaking. There have been studies that have shown the average age of coming out has been getting younger and younger. And there are several reasons why. When I was growing up, it was still illegal to even mention anything other than heteronormative lifestyles in movies or TV. I had no queer role models or queer-friendly stories as a source of information. Fast forward to today, and we are living in what may be a golden age of LGBTQ media and support services. Some young queer folks have many more opportunities to meet people, learn about life, and form healthy relationships. But not all are so lucky. With the rise of authoritarian politicians, we have noticed the easy scapegoating of queer people with don't say gay laws that use the public schools as a weapon to promote exclusionary social policies instead of advocating for self-determination, tolerance, and free choice. This fellowship is listed as a welcoming congregation, having completed a program to increase understanding and inclusiveness for LGBTQ people and extend the work beyond the walls of this fellowship. This certification was done many years ago, and there is now a program for renewal available. We are in the process of organizing a team to work on this project, and please contact me if you are interested in helping the UUFA become more welcoming. One of the important ministries of a welcoming congregation is to provide a safe space for youth that are coming out or questioning. And that is a resource that would have changed my life had it been available to me. Our Whole Lives, or OWL, is a comprehensive sexuality education program created in partnership with the Unitarian Universalist Association and the United Church of Christ. The Ames UU Fellowship has offered the OWL program in the past, and I'm hopeful that you will be able to offer it again. But it requires trained teachers, and this work truly takes a village. I think of coming out as a series of concentric circles. First, I come out to myself. Then there may be that one special, amazing, trustworthy person. Then there are close friends and family. But family is not something any of us take for granted. There are many families that break apart instead of coming together in crisis. Sometimes biological families are not supportive, and people need to make their own families. Then there is coming out to a community, a beloved community. And finally, for some of us, coming out to the world, coming out to God and the universe. This is who I am. Extrapolated beyond those dealing with sexual orientation and gender identity, coming out is also something that our straight allies can do. In some circles, it can be just as dangerous to say that you support the rights of queer people, just as dangerous as being queer yourself. In some circles, it can be just as dangerous to look the part of being queer, even if you're not. Coming out is an opportunity for everyone to be aware of bias and come out against oppression of any kind is a courageous action. Human beings cannot survive alone. Blessed are those who honestly discover and share their emerging identities, even when difficult. And blessed are those whose deep listening skills can help others find their place. Together, let us mend a troubled and broken world by standing on the side of love. May it be so, and amen. Please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, Standing on the Side of Love.
Actions of grace in every us join together as hearts beat as one. And moving by faith, we dare to believe. We are standing on the side of love. We are standing on the side of love.
Our closing words are from David Blanchard. Do more than simply keep the promises made in your vow. Do something more. Keep promising. As time passes, keep promising new things, deeper things, vaster things, yet unimagined things. Promises that will be needed to fill the expanse of time and love. Keep promising. We extinguish this flame, but not the promises we have made. Go now in peace.